This is an absolutely phenomenal question by Coach, and I want to make a video because some of you may be struggling with the same thing. Coach said, I need advice. I ran the Beast on 13U for the first time yesterday and only had one big run. It didn't work for me. Last year on 11U, it worked. So the number one problem, and this is usually the main problem, the kids are not blocking properly or the blocking scheme is off. So let me help. So this is Tank Right 16 Power. It's going against a 5-3 defense that has shifted to the play side. Usually when teams do overloads, the kids get confused on their blocking assignment. The easiest blocking rule you can do is just down blocking. It just means that your offensive linemen are just going to block within their inside gaps, okay? If you're playing against a team that's really good at shooting gaps, they can clog up those running lanes. So what you need to teach your offensive line to do is when they down block, they need to flush these guys down the line. Don't just stand up with them, flush them down the line. This is going to free your beast backs up to be able to lead block for your quarterback. We call this sawing the defense down. Think of your offensive line like a skill saw, and it's just sawing the defense down and going second level. So you have to make sure that you tell your offensive line to communicate, make sure they know who they're going to block, and make sure they know their assignment. And they also have to play aggressive, especially against really good defensive lines. By the time you get to 13U middle school, these kids have experience and they have skill, so your offensive line has to have skill as well. If they're too comfortable, they're going to get beat. I can remember our championship year, we was 13-0, and I was the head coach of our all-star game with kids, throughout the league and with other teams. Beast was phenomenal with my team. During the all-star game, we struggled some. We struggled because the players from the other teams wasn't used to the level of blocking I put an emphasis on with my team. So my all-star team offensive line was actually not as good as my original team's offensive line. All right, here's number 2. You have to make sure that your quarterback is reading his running lanes. The natural mistake that the quarterback make is he tries to bounce it all the way to the outside. But this is an off-tackle play. He needs to focus on following the butt of this inside beast back. I would rather for him to kick it back to the inside opposed to kicking it all the way to the outside. Because what we discovered is there's a big running lane that's going to open up on the inside as the defense begins to flow to this concentrated area. We literally have a drill at practice where our skill guys have to learn how to read the running lanes. And they have to choose which lane they're going to hit. If your kids don't know how to read their running lane, their natural tendency is going to be kicking it all the way to the outside, and they're going to leave all their blockers behind. And good defenses are going to shut it down. I cannot say this enough. Teach your kids how to communicate. Now, if you like running to the outside, you prefer it, your kid has the speed, you can put your kids in a stack set. Now, the stack set will allow your quarterback to kick it to the outside. And you can also do this in the wide set, which is what I would usually run when I know I want to kick it to the outside or I got a lot of speed at my quarterback position. All right, and here's my last point. Is your team adjusting? Do you have audibles built into the Beast? For example, if this team is overloading and they're clogging our gaps, we have an audible built in that'll change the play up. So instead of running our typical power play, we're going to run our wedge instead. And usually when you do this, the wedge is going to score you a touchdown, or at the very least give you a big gain. You can also audible and do a reverse. But one of my favorite things to do is a front side or backside pop pass. They will not see it coming. The biggest reception ever was from a pop pass like this. All right, coaches, so I hope this helped. I wanted to go more in depth on this for you guys in this video. And if you're a coach that like what you've seen and want to get your hands on the Strongman Beast offense, you can just click on my link in the bio. Till next time, Beast out. Peace.